Hello there guys, Life's a Game back once again with yet another exotic gifts for random agents, number 78 this time guys. And we are finally totally getting into this one guys right now. Legendary District Union Arena, 3 directives. We didn't have the 4 guys because like I said, I don't want to have to use my pistol build. It's a little fun, it's a lot more funner using an actual main build and not have to deal with pistol arrow. But I know there are talents and whatnot that can deplete pistol arrow and allow you to actually be able to use normal weaponry at times, have normal ammo. But these guys were a little new, so I'm not trying to go into that and do anything like that, guys. As you're seeing here, Infinite Chronos going down, or Cosmos, Infinite Cosmos going down. We're just getting started right now, guys. Highly appreciate any and all of you guys coming over to come watch. You know what it is, guys. Life's a game. My talents have not been lost. I know I haven't been on here, guys. But as I'm saying, once again, guys, with random agents, completely random, this is the only place you'll ever see any of this stuff happen on any social media, YouTube, anything like that. You won't really see much of any other players do this on a regular basis. So it just is what it is. Obviously, my usual is 4 directives, but I'm doing some with 3 directives, guys. Normal legendary just isn't enough at times. I got to step it up with my talent level and everything and how, just my level of expertise in Division 2. It just wouldn't seem right for me to do it only on regular legendary. So as I'm telling you here, guys, random agents, by the way, random agents. We're running through this, guys, Legendary District Union Arena, and the reason why it's exotic gifts for randoms is ding ding, it is a weekly assignment this time. So yeah, this video does stretch out in length, guys. It does stretch out because due to some of these guys ended up leaving down the road. I was trying to tell these guys, Infinite Cosmos, Mustafa, John Mac John, just like how to run the mission and just not to push. And a lot of them, I guess they didn't get the memo to start off. So you're going to see 2 of these agents respectively leave down the road, but that will totally not be a problem as I will not ruin anything else, guys. But just stay tuned and watch this. Glad to see you're watching it. The only better way to do it, guys, what better way to do it than to see it? The saying goes, I have to see it to believe it. So you're going to see it right here. That's one of the things I do, guys. I don't really cut anything out of my gameplay. Of course, unless it's something where we have to wait around and it's causing unnecessary minutes on the video. Other than that, I'm going to give you raw gameplay, guys. You know my channel, Life's a Game. You know what it is. Real recognizes real. You totally already know how that goes. So I don't have to do anything or say anything or anything like that or try and convince you that, I'm doing something if I show you, by showing you like a 4-minute video or something. I don't do that, guys. I show you every room to ensure I'm the real deal. Because like I said, guys, and I'll continue to say, a lot of those agents you're watching with a lot of those high view counts cannot do this. They could never do it like this in this way with random agents because they don't practice it like that. And they don't do it like that really. But they'll say they'll give you builds that help out. And I appreciate that, of course. But like I said, guys, I'm just realer than real. And as they always say, you want the truth, you can't handle the truth, and that's just a fact of life, guys. Whenever you can do something normally at a high level, realistically, a lot of people just don't like it because you're too real. And a lot of agents told me that at times. Sometimes being too real, a lot of people don't like you because you can do things at a high level, and a lot of other agents cannot do that, and they could be jealous of you of that. I'm not saying any names, but they could be like that, despite all the views they're getting and everything. Because if a lot of these agents could do this, guys, I'm gonna just say it straight up, they'd be doing it and showing you it. You see what I'm saying? It's like somebody saying, I could do this, or I could run this fast, or whatnot, but they never race anybody or show anybody it. They just show themselves practicing like sprint exercises and workouts, but they never show you themselves actually running and doing it. So that's it. Instead, like as opposed to somebody that actually shows you them in a live race doing what they're talking about and saying. So people won't like y'all all the time, guys, when you're the real deal. I'm starting to figure out. But that just makes me flex even more, guys. I love doing this. I love being natural at the game. I love being my natural talented self. And what more can I say, guys? Like I said, it is what it is. Don't want to sound too cocky or anything. I'm just being honest, guys. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because by me saying this will entice you guys and motivate you guys to also do the same and be the best you can be. Like I said. It's not needed. You don't have to have expertise level 30. Guys, my expertise level, I think at best is 5. That's the thing. I think that's what a lot of these agents that are big time players in this are shocked about. They're like, how the fuck is this guy doing this? And he's not even expertise level 10. Like, how is he able to make these builds? Imagine, guys, if I was expertise level 30. I'll leave that alone because I don't really even have to do that. But I'm saying it is what it is. Like I said, I can't make this stuff up. I'm the real deal. Division 2 God, guys. That's the reason why I say that. And like I said, highly appreciate any and all of you guys are real gamers or real Division 2 hardcore player fans that rock with me and that are here. Because anybody that's seen me cannot say that I'm not a real hardcore Division 2 player. If they do say I'm not, or they try and throw shade at me, it's just literally 100% a hater. I had a lot of agents tell me that because they're like, yeah, they're seeing me do things they've never seen anybody ever do. So if anybody ever tells me anything, despite what subscribers they have or how many subs it's just hating. That's all it is, guys. So I'm like, I've never seen it, by the way. Nobody said that, anything like that, at least that had a fan base. So it is what it is. It is what it is. You can't ask for shout outs. You know, you can't force anybody to shout you out. You know, I do know they know me because there is a specific player, guys. There's a specific player that ran a solo mission doing something that I suggested in one of my videos, and I was the only one, guys, on YouTube that suggested that. So I know this guy's watching my videos. It's crazy, but they'll never mention me or say anything about me. So it is what it is. I see what it is. That's awesome to know, though. I love that. It's awesome to know because I know that I'm ranking among the top. Even despite my subscriber count, I'm ranking among the top because I'm doing things that the top can't even do. So that's always a great thing, guys. Like I said, you want to tune in here when a new Incursion comes out, a new DLC, because I guarantee if they come out with a new Legendary or new whatever it is, guys, you know who's going to be among the top first to do that. Like I said, that's kind of, it's funny though, because that's kind of how I my channel got kicked off when Manning Zoo came out new, and a lot of players were telling me when I beat that, that's how my channel kind of boosted up, because not any all these other content creators were having trouble beating it. They couldn't do it. Like around August 19th, I did that day one, August 19th. So it was what it was, you know. Like I'm not gonna, I want to stay on that too long and brag about it, whatever. You guys can go check out my video on that. I think I have 12K views for that, guys, and that's before I even had, I don't believe I even had 100 subscribers then. And I had 12K plus like views on that video at the time. So I'm gonna leave that alone. I wasn't doing any promoting. I wasn't aware of how to promote back then through Reddit, through Twitter X, through Shorts, none of that stuff. If I did that, it would have been even higher. So like I said, guys, I'm not making this up. It is what it is. But just know, guys, I'm not just talking, just know, and you're gonna find out with this run that you know, it is what it is, guys. I enjoy playing Division 2. I can't say it any more than that. People could look at this as bragging. You could look at it however you want to look at it. One thing is for certain. It's never going to stop me from beating high-level missions and performing and showing in and showing out as your respective fans. If you guys as my respective fans love and enjoy see. I'm going to continue to bring that because I know what I can do, what I can bring. I'm going to continue to show you guys all the little golden nuggets and how to do this stuff and the best ways to approach doing these things. So as you're seeing here, guys, Infinite Cosmos is the only guy that stayed. The other guys left. They weren't listening. If you're paying attention to the, I don't know, actually not the chat. I was going to say the chat. I was actually on my mic. They weren't following any of the directions I was giving them. They're literally just doing whatever the hell they wanted to do. And that totally just isn't going to work in this case, guys. That's just not going to work with them just, you know, doing whatever they want to do. They could do that in Heroic, maybe in Normal Legendary. I mean, Normal Legendary, I wouldn't even suggest that in Normal Legendary. But the way that they were going off right now, I was like, dude, you guys cannot run it like that. There's a certain way you have to run this mission when you have Directives on because it's harder than regular Legendary. It's much harder than that. And they just weren't listening, so they ended up leaving. You know, like I said, guys, kudos to them. But and you guys saw the names of them. Fortunately, I'm at the point where I can't see their names right now. But we ran this, and I'm excited to say, I'll just be honest, Infinite Cosmos is an agent that ended up staying. He was only at Shade about 167 and 168, I believe. And he ended up staying, guys. So like I said, Shade's just a number, and it comes down to the specific agents and how much they want to win. And I can tell you this, if your drive is to realistically win in this, you're going to do everything you can to get the job done, and you're not just going to leave. That's what stands out. That's the agents that stand out as real legendary material, like especially with Directives, because the guys that end up leaving like that, they were never legendary material to begin with. They were trying to be carried. I think it's a carry session. They could just rush. It's not what it is. I was telling them that is not what it is. And if you're going to do that, you're wasting your time. And I guess they picked up the memo respectively and they left, which is all GG's, guys. So we have the next agent here at 618 Shade, Jock Arms. And I was just letting him know, hey, we had two agents here. They left. They wiped. Just keep patient, distant focus. Don't push in, and we can get this job done, guys. We can totally get the job done. And I believe that he had a good time of hearing, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this guy does end up staying. But it just comes down to the agents, guys. If you're in a toxic team, I say this all the time, because as good as I am, guys, doesn't mean I don't get matched with toxic agents with it being randoms. And I do ask these guys. The thing was with me, I don't even just matchmake it. I tell them in the chat what I'm doing and what I'm preparing for and what it's going to be, just so they can prepare. Because if you go with complete randoms, like, I mean, just matchmaking, They might come into something and be like, damn, if I had known that, I would have never joined. So I get that. I used to do that in the past. So now what I do is I go to the chat at Washington D.C. base of operations and whatnot, and I just let them know, hey, this is what I'm doing, legendary 4 directives, 3 directives, whatever it might be, and you know, just what's going on, so that they're ready. And whoever says invite me or whatever, I know that they're ready. They're saying okay, they're willing to do it. And that those other 2 agents said that, but as you're seeing, they left. So it's not always the case, guys. But I do let anybody know. Anybody that comes in on my team to fill in, I let them know. You're seeing here. Respectively, I turned into my shield with the capacitor because I knew that with everybody being down, I'm not going to be able to stand here using my original Otobotos build without the shield. I was like, I got to do this to take this fat chunga down because this dude is not going to move without getting a good amount of DPS and me having my shield to block his projectile attacks, his gunfire. So I knew that was going to happen. You see me throw my hive there, my wonderful Stinger hive, guys. And like I said, that's a godsend if your Stinger hive is at a top level and it's maxed out as far as the mods you can put on it, minus 5 meter radius. These guys, it keeps these guys at bay. They don't try and rush up, as you see this guy running back, the gold guy there. They don't try and rush up when they know that's there because they don't want to get hit by that, because that takes a significant amount of health off these guys when it hits them. So the legendary enemy highly respects the hive, guys. And I've said this plenty times in a lot of my past streams, but in case you totally never heard them and never seen them, you want to, I'm just reiterating it here because you want to know that, because you want to be able to be privy to these things, because they help out to be the key difference between a wipe and a successful run, as far as at least getting past the section that you're in, or any section at all at that. So you guys are seeing it here. Me and Joke Arms are here. Now we also have from IMF Clan, OP Till joined, and this guy was decent enough as well. So this is my full team here, guys, that actually I ended up joining in. And we're going to see how hard the grid is, and if all of them end up staying, actually. Like I said, these missions can vary, guys. You can get multiple teammates in missions such as this. Some of these guys just don't get the memo when they first join. They think they can do whatnot. But then they start learning as I'm talking to them, as they're seeing the hit markers that these guys are giving them and how strong they are. They start learning, you know what? I should be listening to what this guy's saying, patience, distance, focus, because it works out better. And anytime they do, guys, high level. And it's a smooth process. Can't say it's completely buttery smooth all the time, although it can be depending on the team and the builds and whatnot. But for the most part, we get through it, guys. And what's at the end of the day, a W is a W, right? Not a wipe, not the one with the IPE, the one with the IN. So you're seeing OP Till down. They effed it up with that, guys. This game's always doing shady stuff against me. They spawned him way out there, and he was the last teammate to come on our team, and they spawned him way ahead of us, and none of us even got inside that room yet. So my thing was, I was telling him, that's weird. I don't know how they spawned you way up there, and we're not even up there. We're both way back here. So you should have been spawned at the closest, like where I'm at right now. Like, he should have never been spawned way in there. I don't even know how that happened even. So that's just the game being salty, I guess, trying to ensure my loss. But I mean, this game never learns. When does it ever learn? Nothing it does stops me from getting my victory. So it is what it is, guys. Like I said, that stuff will happen. But you're seeing us here. See me go inside right here. You see OP Till there. He's down. We're just trying to ensure that we get these bastards out of here. You see me throwing my hive there. Create some space for us. Get this bastard off the turret. You don't want anybody on the turret on Legendary, guys. You want to make sure that those guys are not on that. Get them off there. They take off too much life. And you see these guys in the distance here. We got to get this guy out of here in the distance. And I'm seeing OP Till there. I was definitely effed up. I don't know how they spawned him there. I think he said something about it too. I'm like, I don't know what the hell that was, but I told him this game's always pulling salt on me every time I'm running with teammates, even though they know it's randoms. It's like, I don't know. I guess the game knows once you start winning a certain amount of times, it's like, damn you. I'm trying to down you. I'm trying to wipe your team. But I don't know. It's just not going to work, guys. If you utilize patience, distance, focus, then this game's going to have a hard time. It's going to be clenching its fist, beating its head against the wall because it's not going to get its wish. That's the best way to go about it, guys. It's the best way to go about it. So you're seeing us here cleared out. You see me still using the wonderful capacitor. However, I was thinking, you know what? I still want to use my Otobotos build. I still want to utilize my Otobotos. So you see me going in here, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to my original build I was using, because I was telling these guys, there's no way we can't get this done if everybody just listens with this build I have here. It's a perfect tailored build for this mission, despite me not having a shield. I was like, people just have to remain patient, distant, focused. As you're seeing here, guys, these guys are pushing up. I'm telling them, you guys are still close. You're too close still. It's legendary 3 directives, guys. I was telling them, you guys are still too close. Can't be up there like that unless you're used to like legendary or you have a build that can handle that. And even then, I would still say just pick your spots, guys. This is why I say that, because whenever you do that, it just makes everything a lot easier. You can see the drones coming at you at a distance, and you're seeing OPTL go down again there. You're seeing Infinite Cosmos go down again there, guys. And it's just, it gets to the point where it's like, guys, I cannot totally stress it enough. And you're seeing all three of my teammates are down now, guys. So how many times have I been respectively in this predicament? Many times. But you see Jock Arms, he got back up because he had a revive hive, luckily. But I was telling him, hey, dude, you want to get back here. You don't want to be over there. Don't try and revive those guys. If they die in a bad spot, we got to just fight it out. That's the whole thing why I say pick your spots. You totally do not want to die in a bad spot, because when you do that, you can get a lot of other teammates killed. Domino effect, it leads to other things. That one teammate gets killed, the other one gets killed, and you guys wipe due to somebody dying in a bad spot and people trying to heal them. So you want to make sure you stay in the correct position, unless you have maybe a revive hive or something, and then you can come back and then get back into position to run back. But if you don't have that, and you know you can't get back, and you went too close, do not do that, guys. Do not do that. And you're seeing this right here. I show you this stuff live to show you that just because somebody goes down or whatnot doesn't mean you can't get the mission done. I was contemplating whether to go back to them there, guys, but I was like, you know what? Let me totally stay here, fight these guys off, because I don't want them to kind of work to pick me up as you're seeing this purple enemy here. They're just waiting. The thing about legendary enemies I was telling these guys is that you can't just die and just have somebody come back and revive you. I was telling them when they're down. It's tough to do that. I wasn't scolding them, but I was just, I respectfully talk to every agent, guys. I don't agents, because I know they're just like me. They're human, and they might not be used to the mission, obviously. I might not be used to the mission like this. They don't run this a lot. So I just try and coach them on how to run it. But it's respective explanation. It's not like I'm saying something and if they just don't listen, they stay. It's like I will kick people if they're not listening to what I'm saying. They keep dying. I didn't tell these guys this, but I just keep getting into it. I just watch how people are running. And if they just keep doing something regardless of what I'm saying and the same thing keeps happening, then I let them know. I'll give them a warning and be like, you keep running like that, you're going to have to leave. You're going to have to exit yourself because you're hurting the entire team. All these guys, other two agents here with me, they want to win this, and they're following my direction, and you're not doing it, or whoever they are. And it's like, I just let them know. And if they continue to do it after that, and they die again, that's when the kick happens. So I didn't have to get to that, fortunately, with these guys. I just kind of was telling them, hey, we got to restructure. Everybody just keep back. I understand you want to push it. You cannot play it like heroic, and you totally cannot play it like normal legendary. And it's just literally not how it works. Like, you can't, this mission, I would love to be able to just run up in these guys' face with legendary, with directives. I would love to do that, guys, but I cannot. I know I can't do that. Like, you can't do that. I can dominate them, but it's a certain way you have to play to dominate them, guys. It's no different from, like, maybe say a boxing match. The other person might be very stronger than you, or whatever it might be. It could be a football match. The guy's faster than you or whatever, but that doesn't mean that they're a better player than you, that they can beat you. Some people just have certain talents and certain abilities, but that doesn't mean if you don't utilize what you have well, if you can put together and structure what you have well and know how to approach the situation, you could still get the victory over people like that. And that's what I show you in this game, guys. You don't have to have the top level build, the highest level build. You don't have to be the highest shade. You don't have to have the highest expertise. I have 5 expertise, once again. You could still get content done that people that have those things cannot do. And they'll be scratching their head saying, like, what the fuck? How are they getting that done? This guy doesn't even have, like, his best build isn't even half of what my best build is. How's he doing it? It's because that guy knows the mechanics. He knows the position and what he's playing, and he knows how to play the game a lot better than that guy knows how to play the game. The only thing that guy has is just a good build or a solid level build, which is pretty sad if he can't get the content done because he just doesn't know the mechanics and how to play the game. And like I said, it kind of goes on the same saying, guys. When hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That's how it goes. And the same thing applies to these games, guys. People look at that as sports and all that. It applies to anything you do. And Division 2 is definitely something that, in video gaming as a whole, to be general, is definitely something that applies to. Like, you don't have to have the greatest, the fastest trigger finger or whatever. It's just, do you know what you're doing and how to play within the means of what you respectively have? If you know how to do that, you'll get through things that people that you believe are at a higher level than you, and even could be. They could have a lot much better builds. They might be able to have much more lethal builds, but they're still dying and you're not. Why is that? And like I said, guys, that's a flex. I mean, if you could do that, I mean, it's like, hey, how can you not do it? You have this. Yeah, that's true, but I have this, and I'm still doing it, and I do it consistently. So it is what it is, guys. Like I said, it's just about how you play. And that's the key thing my channel emphasizes, guys. I just try to emphasize that to you, because you guys see me doing this all the time, and I'm like, you can do the same thing. You just have to just, you know, it's a lot easier said than done, guys. I'm not going to sit here and say anybody watching this right now can do this exact thing, because you're going to have to get used to Legendary. I'd implore you to play it on Legendary a couple times and just get used to the flow of things and how enemies hit. Once you get used to that, you can start adding directives to things, and you'll be able to still manage with that, because you know this, you know the system, you know how it operates, you know the enemy's thought processes. There is no mini map we have, obviously you're seeing there. Like, I just know how to move. Watch the little triangles above them where they're moving at. You know, don't let anybody catch you off guard. You know, just those little things, guys. So I'm just taking you through. I'm taking you through this. It's a little longer, and sometimes it's gonna be a little longer, guys, because as you're seeing here, I did a 3 directive legendary distributing arena when it wasn't the weekly legendary mission. This time it's a weekly legendary, which is why it counts as exotic gifts for randoms, because it guarantees an exotic, which is freaking crazy. How some of these legendary missions, even Manning Zoo included, you'll go through the entirety of them with directives on like this, and sometimes no respective exotic will drop. I don't even know how that works, guys. I don't know how that works. That's something that's interesting. That's literally interesting. Like, I don't get how that even happens. But somehow, some way, no exotic will drop sometimes during the mission. When I remember the Division 2 in the older days, when you did content like this, it actually would drop. You'd get like 2 or 3 exotics through a run like this. So the only reason why I call it exotic gifts for randoms, guys, is because they're guaranteed an exotic at the end. Do we end up beating the mission? So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. But as you're saying, I went on to say that I ran this mission already before, guys. If you look at my videos, my most recent video actually before this one, the very one you're watching here, if you go back to the video before this one, you'll see I ran this same mission, same directives, and we got through the mission within 28 minutes. And you're seeing now, we're at like the 21, the 22, like 21 minute mark right now. And we're still like not even all the way through this. We're like halfway. So that just tells you, it depends on the team you're running with, what you're doing, how experienced they are, and what's going on. So not every team will be as experienced as other team, and that doesn't mean these agents are any less than the other agents I played with. If anything, I'd say these agents are, you know, more like, you know, structured, because this is how you get things done when you might not be even all the way at the level to do it. Sometimes you could still get it done. You're seeing Infinite Cosmos is level 167 Shade. So, and Shade's just a number, guys, because I beat my first legendary mission around between like Shade like 56 and like 64, I believe. And that was Roosevelt Island when it was new, like way back then when it was new, and the enemies were a lot more bullet spongy, and it took about 4 hours to do that shit, but I did get it done. So I'm saying Shade is just a number, guys. Obviously, Shade is totally just a number, and as long as you're able to run the mission, you have a decent enough, solid enough build, which in this case, Infinite Cosmos was a healer, you can get it done with a solid team. So I say this all the time, guys. Like I said, I play Division 2 so much. I know I've been on Division 1, guys. If you didn't see my Division 1 live stream, you want to go back. My most recent one, live stream number 6. That was a late night one. That was a nice one. I'm at endgame in Division 1. We're going to be starting some incursions in Division 1. So if you guys totally don't want to miss that, you want to check that live stream number 6 out. And although I didn't run any incursions in that stream, we're gonna be getting to them. We're gonna be getting to them because I tried them when I was early. World Tier 2 in Division 1, and that totally didn't work out. Like, I was holding my own against them. It's just I couldn't really, at times, hurt some enemies, or there were some tasks you had to do, and it was just, I just didn't, my gear wasn't strong enough. But now I'm World Tier 4 in Division 1. I'm about to be World Tier 5. Somebody just told me, just get your World Tier up, like your gear up, and you're good to go from what they've seen. And hey, I'm there, guys. So if you want to see the incursions, Division 1, want to see me rock with that, that's going to be very, very soon, I can tell you that. So we'll get right back on this one, though, guys. And I only say that to say just, this stuff can be done, guys. This stuff can be done. So what we're doing here, I was telling them, we want to just kind of keep back and allow these guys to come into us. Like Donum, and I was telling this guy kind of like, I didn't tell him where to put the turret, but I was like, more or less saying kind of put the turret around, like in this room, somewhere around in this room. That way when they walk in, it can light them up. Instead of putting it at the door, because if you put anything at the door, or if I were to send like an assault drone after these guys, they're not going to come inside here like this, like what they're doing. We light that medic up, we lit that medic up. It's what you want to do. So if you have a team that's not really like, you know, their build might not be all the way there or whatnot, or they're a lot more new to the task, what you're doing, especially when you have directives, guys. This is the safest way I can say to do this with legendary with directives. Just have these guys come in one by one through this door and light them up, and you should be good to go. more or less. It's a lot better than going in there, because when you're in there, they have healing stations. They can run back. It's hard to pinpoint them. You guys totally know how that goes. So my thing is just to kind of sit back. You can come to the door, however, as you're seeing me here, to bait them. Sometimes you can get a number of kills sometimes. The high burst, all the blood also I'm using. I mean, sometimes I'm hungry, guys. I'm hungry for the blood. I want to get the kill on these guys. And I can get that, but the whole thing is just to lure them in, because sometimes they'll act scaredy cat, like very scary, and they'll just stay back and they won't come in. I don't know how the hell that guy hit me there. He got it through the wall, I guess. His bullet went through the wall there. But sometimes you got to do this to draw them in so that they will come in, because sometimes they'll just totally stay back and they'll just be, you know, waiting on you to push in and to do the first thing, and that's what they want you to do. And so they can throw their heal boxes down, and they could be hitting you, and you're not taking any damage off of them. As you saw that red guy there, we took him out. You can stand by the door. I'm not saying you can't, but the chunga does end up coming, and you want to be aware of that, guys. Totally want to be aware of that. And you want to just know where to place your stuff. This is just the best way to do it. And you'll see it here, guys. There is a minor mistake I made here. And I'll tell you what that is when it does come up, which it will be shortly. On how I put something, because there's a certain way you need to put something. You see me right here. I threw my stinger hive there, but the thing is with that big old fat chunga, what he does when I do that is he walks fast to get away from it. So where I should have thrown it, I should have thrown it right at the door where he's at. See where he's at? I should have thrown it right there. So the thing is, my key thing is to keep him away from us, not to allow him to get to us. So that was my mistake there, guys. See, I can call my mistakes out. I can see them. I shouldn't have thrown that stinger hive where I threw it. That was the wrong spot. I know I've been off the game for some months. So that was my mistake there. I shouldn't have done that, although it still helped out. I should have thrown that where the door was at, and I would have never went down, because the thing is, he would have either backed up, stopped, because he knew it was there, or if he continued walking forward, it would have took him a while to get out the radius of that, and would have lit his ass up and melted him well before he even was able to get out the radius while taking high-level damage from the hive, and it would have just been a lot more clean, a lot more buttery smooth, but I threw that in the wrong spot. Although it did hurt him a lot, it just wasn't in the right spot for me to do it flawless, as you saw me go down. So just little things like that, guys. It's the little things just to know where to put stuff. That's why I said it was a nice job by the agents that put the turret next to us and not like by the door, because the enemy could run past it and try and, like, you know, maneuver around it, and so that just so that they don't get hit by it, you know. And he put it there, so I should have taken notes from them actually and be like, you know what, I need to put the hive around here close to us, because it's supposed to be protecting us. Meaning if he tries to push on us, he's got to go through that, and he's not going to be able to walk out of that fast. Whereas when I threw the hive, he was already like halfway through the radius already. So it's just those little things. So you're seeing us respectively push it here, guys, to the next spot. So let's push it here to the next spot. What you want to do right here, as I say all the time, you just want to keep back. There are chunks that come in. I do excellent job here. You see me throw the hive there. That just keeps these guys at base. So whoever's trying to run through that and get to our squad, they got to run through this thing, and they don't want to have to do that, guys. They really don't want no smoke, a lot of these enemies with that, which is why you see a lot of them staying back there. A lot of these guys would usually be pushing in. As you see them stay back because they don't want to have to run into that. Some of them just end up running into it because they can't help it as rushers, and as you're seeing, they get easily melted. But you are seeing chungas here. You're respectively seeing chungas here. And as these bastards start getting closer, I'm telling my team, we got to take these guys out because they're all going to push. If/when they do push, you want to go back, as you're seeing me here. You see me get back here and heal, and what you're going to see me automatically do is run backward, because I don't want to be in these guys' face. You see my teammates are still firing on this bastard. But just to be safe, guys, the route that I did right here, that's what you want the team to do, because that way you guys could all fight him from back here, and we could potentially go back through the door if need be. So that's always something great to be able to know how to have, guys. It's just the main key thing on these missions is just fighting off your back foot. I was telling these guys, but if you can stand up there and you have the power, obviously Infinite Cosmos had the heals. That was good of him to stay there in a sense, because he knew that OP Till and Jock Arms was there. So both those guys, he knew that would need healing at that distance. So that's a smart move by him. So that was a great healing experience by Infinite Cosmos. It's the little things, guys. I say all the time. It's the little things and knowing what to do. Just because I ran back doesn't mean he needs to immediately follow me and do that. I would say for the most part, but sometimes you could see a situation as an agent. That's why I don't tell any of these guys how to play. And be like, you know what? He went back there. I have healing. Let me try and drop this heal for my guys here. And then if he wanted to run back, he could respectfully do that to help me out. So like I said, guys, I'll continue to iterate and I'll continue to say it's the little things that get the job done. So you're seeing us here, guys. I'm trying not to, you know, commentate throughout the entire video, because sometimes there's some times where I just want to kind of want you guys to see how I work and whatnot. And just, you know, get a feeling of what's going on and what's happening. And like I said, you're able to do that here. But at this part, you kind of want to just keep back. Don't really want to be pushing in, rushing in, or anything like that. Want to totally just keep back, watch the enemies, pick your spots. You do have two, you know, crates here. You have some ammo crate, I believe, and you have another one. So it's like you want to just, whenever you're near crates like that and whatnot, weapon crates, you just want to, it's a good place to establish yourself. It makes sense. In any legendary mission, you can sit around like where there's ammo crates. I think in Manning Zoo, it's like the tunnel. You want to fight from the tunnel because then you could always run back and refill your ammo. Although, guys, you might not always have ammo for your main primary gun. So the thing is, what I always do, it's funny I have a secondary weapon, but I totally never use that one much. What I'll do when my main ammo runs out, like say for like this Ouroboros, if my ammo ran out and I wasn't near ammo box where I could get more bullets, what I would do is just switch to maybe my St. Elmo's or my capacitor, because my builds are hybrid a lot. Like they can work with a lot of other guns and still put a lot of damage on these guys. Although the main gun you're seeing me use in the build is the main one set for the build I'm using, so it doesn't take that away. It's kind of just it's a good substitute until you can get ammo for your main gun again. And what better way to do that than using another exotic weapon when another exotic runs out? So that's what I do, guys. I'm just all around with the exotics. A lot of people do have a good secondary weapon. However, I do have a secondary weapon in case of close situation, because obviously if you're in a close situation, you'd have to switch right on the fly right there and shoot who you're shooting. So I do have something like that, say a shotgun or whatever it is, for close range like that. Does something like that happen? But for the most part, guys, that's not my main gun. Like I'd want to have something that's very lethal and that I can use to take out a plethora of enemies, and that is my exotic items, guys, my weapons, which is why I always have like 7 or 8 exotic guns on me at all times, just to be able to switch up the chameleon, capacitor, the St. Elmo's. Like, you know, you never know. You know, SMG to AR, obviously, and you know, vice versa. Submachine gun and all that stuff. You got to make sure you have a light machine gun and whatnot. You want to make sure you switch. It's not like Division 2 where you could have the same gun, but different bullets for that gun, you know? At least I don't think that works in this one. You got to have, like, if your bullets run out for an AR or SMG, you can switch to another SMG and you'll still be out of bullets. So that's a realistic thing about this game, and you want to take that into consideration, guys. But what I was respectively telling them here is that you want to just keep back here. You want to fight from the doorway, because it's the safest spot. Considering this team, guys, I was telling them that's totally the safest spot. These guys bombard at times a lot. And when they do that, you want to just be able to be inside here where you can get the infinite amount of cover, guys. I was always a player to play down here. Even when they said run to the top, I was never with that strategy. I was like, you know what? You leave yourself open when you do that highly. You'd have to have like a certain amount of gear or type of gear to get that done. So it's like, if you don't have that, not even saying if you don't have that, you could have that. I just feel the safest way, as you're seeing us all down here, is to do it this way, because this shed here, this container, gives us the ultimate level of protection against any bomb or anything. Whereas if you're at the top, you can't be protected by bombs and all that unless you take the enemy out. So it's about working smarter, guys, not harder at times. It varies, but like I said, the key main thing here, guys, as you've seen in many of my runs, for those of you that have been watching me for a while, you know the key thing here is the chungas. You want to take those bastards out before they can get near you or close enough for you to push, because those big bastards will push all the way into this area. They'll keep walking until they push into this spot, and they'll go deep inside this area to get all of us out of here. So you just want to make sure that, if anything, guys, you keep those guys at bay. Get those chunk out of there as fast as you can. You could always dodge anything else, any robot dogs with bombs. They won't run in here. They'll just bomb it. But the chungas will keep walking. They will walk in here if they get too close and all the way up close and personal. So that's the main thing you totally want to just, you know, watch out for and ensure that doesn't happen, guys. Sure, it doesn't happen. So you're seeing me shoot this bastard here. The Autobolos just melts. It's lethal, guys. It has a high burst. These enemies really don't like me using this gun on them. I enjoy doing it, though. And you want to just watch. You see this bastard? I'm sending my assault drone after him. That keeps him busy, having an assault drone. He starts looking at that as opposed to us. And that just gives us time to light him up at a high level. And my key thing is, guys, with my skills is just not only them being lethal, but also diverting the attention away from my team, if you're noticing. When I send my assault drone, a lot of the enemies are looking at that because it's so powerful, it's hard to kill. In addition to that, I have my stinger hive, but when I throw that down, it lets enemies think twice about running in our radius. So we're firing on them, and it's like kind of having a fifth teammate in a sense. It's just helping us draw the tension away so we can work better and, you know, survive better. And that's what you want to do with your builds. Sometimes people have strong builds, but they don't know how to utilize them. That's how you utilize the build, guys. You send it after certain enemies to get them off you. Like, say you're in a tough situation. Say, like, we had a lot of enemies around us, and there's a bastard-ass sniper at the top. He obviously can one-shot us or two-shot us. So what I would do in that situation, guys, guess what I do? I'd send my assault drone after him at the top so that he's not sitting there freely aiming at us. He's looking at my assault drone now. He's got to deal with that. Take some time to deal with that. My assault drone, if it doesn't take him out, gives him a hard time. It pesters him and allows us to be able to work down low without having to be sniped. See what I'm saying? So like I say all the time, it's how you play the game. It's not just what you have. Because people have great stuff, great builds, great skills, but they do not know, guys. They do not know how to utilize it or how to use it, or when's the best time to use it or how to use it. They just don't know. As you see me go down there, they got me there. So like I said, guys, I'm not prone to not going down. It's just have a great team, and as long as we're all on the same page, patience, distance, focus, we'll all get it done. So you see us here, we definitely got past that part, guys. Totally nothing I never have done multiple times with 4 directives even on Legendary, but it is what it is. Highly appreciate all of the agents that joined me, guys. Infinite Cosmos, Jock Arms, and from IMF Clan, OP Till. If you guys come across this video, GG's was a nice match, guys. A nice match. We stayed with it. We kept with it. And as you guys will continue to see exactly how that was implemented and how that happened. To ensure that you guys can also, too, get the job done, you know? That's the name of the game at the end of the day, right? Being able to get the job done despite the circumstances. So that's what we're working on doing. We're working on getting that done. And what more can I say? You're seeing us here. See me throw this here. This is about to keep it back. I'm going to go ahead and watch you. I said watch you. Let you guys watch me work here for a second. GG's. So totally not much to that, guys. As you saw, we cleared it out. You want to just keep your composure, patience, distance, focus. My key thing, guys, is no matter which mission you run, it could be normal, legendary, especially with directives, I highly implore you just keep distant and patient. Also focus, you know, patience, distance, focus, PDF, guys. I'm going to start making some shirts with that. I'm going to start making some merchandise with that that you guys can purchase that are high-level fans of my content. I don't say this lightly just to say it. I show you these runs, guys, to show you that if you play like what I'm saying, you incorporate the methods I'm telling you to, you're going to get these same results. You're going to be able to beat these missions that a lot of other content creators can't do with randoms, and you're going to wonder, they're going to be wondering how you do it, and it's like, hey, there's a certain way you got to run it. I've been doing these things too long, guys. I have too much experience in this to not know that this stuff can be ran in this way and be very successful. So you're seeing here, I was telling my teammates mostly when you get to this room, what you want to do is you want to just make sure you keep back near this door where you can get cover. I was telling them because at first it's going to start off a little lightly, but then they're going to push. Usually I have teams sometimes at times, like my last team, we can stand in here depending on their DPS and whatnot, and we can take these guys out depending on their skills and what's going on. But not every single team is like that, guys. So what I'm saying here is when you have a team where it's a little tougher to do that, maybe everybody's gear might not be up to that, or maybe their experience just isn't up to it, because these guys' gear seemed great, but like maybe the experience just wasn't all the way up to it like that at this level. You want to stay within this doorway right here. And that was a great throw of the heal there by Infinite Cosmos. Excellent healer, guys. This guy's only shade 167, but if you come across this guy on PC, excellent healer, guys. This guy's a great healer, considering a mission of this caliber and him keeping his cool and knowing how to pick his spots and where to put the heals. Totally can't say anything else, guys. Real recognizes real. And the agent that's real, I always recognize them and I support them and I shout them out. That's the difference between me and some other channels. You know, shout out real agents that are real. You gotta shout them out. Because that just helps the community. That makes the community see how to run that specific class. And just, you know, if you get a lot more people doing it like that, that's just better teams all around, guys, which as a result ultimately gives you a lot much more better chance of success within these respective missions. You see us here? See this bastard ass robot? He's like pushing up on us right now. Seen him push up. What you want to do is you want to stay back here. You never want to get too feisty. You never want to get too, you know, out of hand. You always want to just, you know, keep your composure. I was telling these guys a key thing here, guys. And as I'll tell you here, always keep your composure. Never allow the enemy to get you frustrated and you want to run, push. They keep hiding. They threw a heal box down there as you're seeing. I was telling them, you want to keep your composure. You see Infinite. OP Till died in a pretty bad spot there. I was telling them, just watch where you die. Make sure it's near the door. Because if it's not, it's just hard to, you know, it's hard to revive in this difficulty. So you just want to make sure, that's why I say, guys, you see me say like a broken record, pick your spots. You want to make sure they're good spots you're picking. Because if you pick a bad spot, die in a bad area, totally not good. Never good. You want to make sure that you're on the area, right lane. So you see these guys here, we're taking them out here. They're giving us, they're running us through the ringer here. They're keeping it honest, guys. I'll be honest with you, no pun intended. They're keeping it honest with us. Let my team have to work, and work is nothing that I'm allergic to. It's something that I've grown to have to do multiple times to be able to get to the level I'm at now. So I was just telling my team, hey, you guys keep the composure, keep the patience, and we'll get them. We'll eventually get them. You know, it's just about it's about endurance in a lot of these missions too at times. So like that's why I say you gotta remain patient, distant, and focus. Patience goes into the endurance factor, guys. Not allowing yourselves to get frustrated or push too fast. You want to just, you know, chill with it. Totally let the enemies come to you, and just, you know, keep doing the work you've been doing. Because any team that can get far in a mission like this to this level, you can definitely finish the mission off if constructed correctly and properly. So you're seeing us here, seeing us battle it. Seeing these guys stay back. So it's a battle, guys, like I said. I'm going to show you the whole thing. And as you're saying, guys, I'm loving doing this because here's the thing. You saw me get through the same mission in my last video in 28 minutes. We're at the 42-minute mark. So this is showing that sometimes with certain teams, it's a little harder than with others, but that doesn't mean you can't get it done. Every team's different, and you just have to be able to adapt and know how to play. So that's what always gets me, guys. And on that note, I'm going to get into something real quick here. That's what gets me in some of these other agents that are like, oh, well, usually I play with so-and-so, and I usually push. I'm like, hey, you have to be able to adapt to all team members, to all teams. As you see me go down here, I'll go ahead and address this. I died in a bad spot there, and I was telling these guys, hey, stay inside there, but I guess one of them were able to come out. Infinite Cosmos, such an excellent healing player, guys. I gotta call it out. I gotta give him his props. This guy's level Shade 162. Look what he's doing. So as I said, guys, I always say that Shade is just a number. Never, ever, ever judge the agents off of their Shade and think that they're just not good or they can't compete because of their Shade. Because let me tell you guys, I play with some healers that are 30k Shade, 25k Shade that do not play like this guy's playing here. They don't have the skill set like to run like as he's running considering his Shade. So like I said, guys, do not rate anybody for Shade. Matter of fact, any agents that does that, I realize that these guys do not play at a high level often, and they're not as good as they're claiming they are because they wouldn't know that not to rate agents off of his Shade. Obviously, getting to 1k Shade, it does give you perks. I obviously know their watch and whatnot, and that even gives more merit to it, that the way he's moving and what he's doing without all that. And that used to be me, guys. That's why I praise a lot of these guys at low Shade, because that used to be me. I always used to be the low Shade guy on the team. People used to question me, this, that. I used to be like, dude, just watch me. Don't question me. Just watch the way I play. You do what you got to do. 9.9 times out of 10, I was always reviving them, picking them up when they died multiple times, while their Shade was much higher than mine. And then they got a lot of respect after that run because they're like, damn, I was dying a lot. You weren't dying. How are you not dying? So it's just, it's the way you play. You got to respect the agents, guys. It's not just about the Shade. But as I was saying before, guys, I was touching on an aspect when I was saying in the sense of other players, how they will say, oh, they need a specific group to win. This is proof, guys, further showing you in this District Union Arena mission with 3 directives on Legendary. I ran through one group in 28 minutes. This group you're seeing already, we're at the 44-minute mark, and we're still pushing it right now. We're not at the end. So that's just showing you that I can adapt to any team I'm playing on, guys. That's my talent level. I can adapt to any team I'm running with and be able to orchestrate it and get it to the point where we can get the W with the IN, not with the IPE, guys. That's the difference between me and those other guys. That's why I say Don't be that agent that's only one-dimensional, that, oh, unless you're playing with a certain team that can push or has certain builds, that's the only way you can win. My channel is to emphasize and showcase, guys, that it doesn't matter what team you're running with. As long as they all listen and they're not horrible and have horrible builds, you can get the job done, and it might take longer than other teams. It definitely might take a lot longer. But that doesn't mean that your team's any worse or anything than another team. Like I say all the time, and I said it earlier in this respective video, sometimes having a team where you have to actually orchestrate and be more focused on, you know, getting the job done, and not, you can't get it done fast, meaning you have to actually implement these tasks, shows the skill level of these guys. Because who knows, maybe the guys I got it done faster with, maybe if they had to do it like this, and they, you know, there was a mission where it was like this, maybe some of those guys would have left. Not knocking those guys were great agents in my last video. And maybe they wouldn't have, maybe they would have stuck it out like these guys. But I'm just saying, it just shows you the grit of these guys and how much they actually love playing the game, how much they can adapt to playing the game, and that's the biggest thing, guys. It's a crucial thing. These are agents right here that I'd love to have on my team for, like, say, you had an incursion run or anything, because these guys will work at it. These guys actually have a hunger. They want to win, and they will work at it, and that's the agents you want to be playing with, because that's when you get the win. You know, somebody could talk and say, oh, say the new incursion came out. Hardly anybody can beat it. Nobody's beating it. It could maybe take 2 hours to beat it, but it's like, we still beat it though. Did you beat it? And then, you know, that's where all the salt comes in. That's where they get mad, because it's like they know you're saying a valid point. You beat the mission. They didn't beat it. So it's like, it doesn't matter how long it took you. It's like, what are you... It depends on your team and how you're emphasizing your structure and your game plan. That's all it comes down to in the agents you're running with. Everything's not going to be a cakewalk, guys. I tell these guys, especially going to a mission like this. I'm like, you're not going to be able to just run through this. Which is why one of the things I always tell agents, guys, when we first go into these missions, I'm like, hey, do not stand in the same spots you stand in on heroic or legendary. Totally do not do that. Do not do that, because, you know, that's just not how you run it. That's not how you do it. And that's just one of the things where it's like, you just have to learn. It's not going to be a cakewalk. You can't play it the same way you play every other mission and just run through it as if it's like challenging difficulty or heroic. It's not that. Or even normal legendary for that matter, in regards to this specific video. Like, you just can't do certain things the way you're thinking you can do them. There's certain ways you got to do it. And it's always a lot harder in groups, guys, because like I said on my last video, I've seen people go through this stuff, 5 directives, solo and whatnot, but it's not scaled the same way, obviously, as it is with 4 agents. Especially when adding directives now, it's not scaled the same way, which is why you see a lot of people. You'll see some people, like I said, guys. The difference between me and other agents, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. No cocky business or anything. I'm just real, recognized as real. I'll see other people do things that they've done. There's agents that have done this mission solo with 5 directives. No skin off my bones. It's not, you know, I'm not hating on them or nothing. That's great to be able to do that solo, but it's definitely not scaled the same way as a 4-man team, which is why a lot of those guys you see that do that, you won't see them with it showing a video with a full team doing it with those same directives, because the thing is, it's scaled differently, and it's a lot harder, in my honest opinion, than just a solo run, because there's some godly solo builds you can make in this guy. There's some teammates that make some godly shit. Some teammates I played with on this that do solo runs with directives, and they beat them. But when they play with teammates, they're going down all the time, and I'm like, damn, you do this solo by yourself with directives, so how are you going down with teams? It's because it's scaled harder, guys. That's what a lot of these content creators won't tell you. It's scaled harder, and that's why you see the guy that does 5 directives solo, Tidal Basin, whatever it will be, but they will never do 5 directives solo with random agents, and get through it and show you that, because the thing is, guys, they can't do it. It's harder. It's scaled much harder, and there's a lot more enemies that hit harder. It's scaled for 4. So that's the reason why they'll do it with solo. People think they're doing the same thing I'm doing here. No, it's not. When you have 4 agents on your team, that's the full Division 2 experience. Somebody did this same mission solo with 3 directives. It's not the same thing you're seeing here. The enemies wouldn't hit as harder. They wouldn't have as much health. It wouldn't be the same thing. Not saying it's the easiest thing to do, obviously. It is scaled properly for solo, which I do believe it should be. But it's not the same thing that I'm doing here. Some of these solo people will get it wrong. They'll think that somebody that soloed this, say, with 3 directives legendary, they'll think that they're doing the same thing I'm doing here. I'm like, no, dude. Get 3 random agents, put it on the same difficulty, and then come back to me. Yeah, and they never come back to me because, like I said, they don't ever end up doing it, and they can't do it. They never end up uploading a video on it. Nothing, because it's like they realize that, yeah, actually I'm correct. It is harder, and despite you having that solo build, because being solo, guys, and doing some of this stuff, it's not the hardest thing in the world. If you have like a elite sniper build, which I never really was a sniper player like that, but if you have a sniper build that can just one shot anything and everything you see, you start to realize how that's not really the hardest thing to do. All you have to do is pick your spots well and just pinpoint somebody and have correct aim, and that's it. Not saying it's not skill. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not. I don't believe it's harder than what I'm doing here. Because if that was the case, you see all these guys out here doing this stuff with the randoms, guys. I'm not doing this with clanmates or Discord agents. This is random agents. I don't know these guys from Adam. I'm just running with them. You're seeing a guy's level 162 shade. So it's like these other guys that do these missions solo, they would never run with anybody like this and do the same missions. I'm showing them that it can be done. It's just you have to know what the hell you're doing. You know? And some of them, you know, they might not like that. As I said, not everybody likes when you're the real deal because you're just too real. Like, you're showing that it can be done. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it can be done. You just have to know what you're doing. So, totally on that note, guys, I don't know what else to say. I'm just saying, you know, for those solo players out there saying they're doing the same thing I'm doing, but by themselves, you're wrong. You are not doing it, because if you were doing that, I have some proof of some people. I won't say any names, but, you know, they came out with certain videos, but I'm like, damn, they still never came out with themselves running with a full team. I'm not going to tell them random agents, because I know how hard that is. Their best chance probably would be with Discord agents or close friends, which is what I always see. I don't mean to say it like this, guys. Like I said, there's a reason why I call myself the Division 2 God for a reason. There's a reason I say that. It's just only because I don't see anybody doing what I'm doing. Like, as far as with random agents doing these missions, you know, utilizing how to do it, emphasizing to their teammates what to do, how to run it. I don't see any other person. I don't care for crap if they have 500k subs or 1,000 subs. I don't see them doing it. They never do it, because it's like, I get it, guys. It's nothing negative. It's just I understand they can't do it. It's not everybody can't do that. It doesn't matter your popularity. Like, it just comes down to your skill level and if you know what you're doing. And some of them, like I said, despite being able to do stuff solo, they just can't do this because it's a lot harder, guys. It's a lot harder. So I'm the only one doing it, guys, until I see some other agents. And if they're watching this now, guys, kudos to you. If you're any of those bigger channels watching this, just show me. Do it with random. Show it. Put it on there. Put the 4 directives on there, or the 3, and do it. Show your fan base that you can do that. If you can't, then like I said, not everybody's a legendary whiz, guys. I get it. Not everybody's a mathematician, so it is what it is. But this is my strong level expertise, guys. This is an area I know for a fact I'm talented in. That's why I show you guys these missions and how to run it. And what really goes more so into the talent, guys, is just the know-how of the game. It's the know-how of the game. You don't have to have 30 expertise, guys. I have 5 expertise level, as I'll continue to say, and as I'm saying here. 5 expertise. Nothing grand, nothing crazy, just like you guys. A lot of you guys, matter of fact, watching this have a lot higher expertise than me. So how am I able to do this content consistently? You got to ask yourself that. You got to be honest. Anybody that's here honestly, you got to ask yourself that. If you have 30% expertise, level 30 or 25, and you can't do this content with randoms, what's going on? Like, how can you not do it? You have to ask that. And my thing is bridging the gap between that. I'm totally trying to show you guys how you can do that, how that is possible, that you can do it at a high level. Probably even easier than what you're seeing me do it, because you have higher damage level. By having higher expertise, you have higher damage. That's just 100% facts. So I put my things together well where I have decent enough high level damage, so I'm not worried about that. But I'm saying if I'm doing this at 5%, level 5 expertise, I don't understand how somebody that has 25 plus, 20 plus, 15 plus expertise cannot do this. With a random team. So like I said, guys, it is talent, and talent and skill is one of the factors that do shape into this, but it's totally not always just that, guys. You guys can do the same thing as you're watching here. Now this part's funny here. I was telling these guys, this guy pulses, this guy walks 2 miles per hour, guys. So it's like, I was telling these guys, all you got to do is pick your spots and hit this guy. This guy does have special ammo on him, however, so it does make it a lot harder to put this bastard down. Because when he does hit you, it will stack, and like you will still take damage even after he, even after you take cover after he hits you. But the thing is, this guy hits like a damn truck, like 3 semi-trucks in one. So the thing is, that's his thing. That's why they make him so slow, is because they know how strong he is. So you're seeing Infinite Cosmos and Jock Arm's going down. I'm telling these guys, come on, just watch where he's at. Don't get near him when he's pulsing. and we should be fine. But like I said, if you guys just pick your spots, get cover, you shouldn't be getting hit by this guy. I was telling you, just be really aware. I understand it's legendary with 3 directives, but that's just totally the name of the game, guys. That's just the name of the game. So you're seeing us work here. I was just telling them, hey, you just got to pick your spots against these guys. Stay away from them when they pull. So I was talking to them about these guys constantly, guys, because that's what you got to do sometimes when people might not be as aware or might not be as used to the mission as I am. I'm just trying to let them know, hey, just pick your spots on this bastard. He doesn't move that fast. Obviously, when he's coming over to you, he'll be walking over to you, even if it's backward. And that's whoever's giving out the most DPS. See me throw my hive there. I'm not sure how much that hive is doing anything to him. It's saying immune, so it's probably not doing anything to him, but it does. The one thing the hive does do with him is it gets his attention. It does allow him to move faster and get his attention away from certain people, and he wants to go after the hive and kill it. So, like I said, guys, sometimes it's not always about the skill you're using on somebody or what it's doing to them. Sometimes it's just about the moment of trying to get his attention diverted away from the team. It's the little things, guys. That's why I'm just trying to explain it out here. It's totally the little things that lead to, like, you know, the end game and being successful in the end game like this and being able to win. Because this would be just a double facepalm area to wipe in, guys. Don't you agree? This would totally be a double facepalm area to wipe in. So this video is touching an hour almost, guys. 56 minutes. And this was around an hour long, guys. So like I said, this is how it's going to be sometimes. I went through this mission in 28 minutes with my last team. That factor in. So it just depends on the team you're running. And as you're seeing me there, as I was talking about switching exotics earlier in the mission, you see me switch to my wonderful capacitor. I was telling my team, you see my team go down. You're seeing them go down again. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys, come on. How's this guy getting you? He's moving slow. You gotta watch his pathway and how he's moving. I'm not saying I'm a whiz or I'll never be touched by him. I'm just saying you have to really get that into consideration, because if you don't do that, this guy will hit you and he will bring you down. So I was telling OP Till to get those guys up, as I'm trying to keep this guy busy a little bit. He's doing his little bastard pulse. I was telling these guys, come on, we gotta play like a lot more structured. As you saw me get hit here, you see me go down because that bastard, he has special ammo on him, you see. So I'm saying, I was telling these guys, it's more or less like a one hit. So it's like you gotta just, if you don't have a shield that can stop his projectiles, you gotta have something that can, you know, get him, keep him honest and just keep watching and keep moving. So I was telling these guys, just watch him, just don't be near him, and just make sure you have cover at all times. And just take him out. That's the key thing we got to do. I totally can't say it any more clear than that. See me with the wonderful capacitor. The capacitor is not taking out as much damage, considering it's an Autobolos build. But it is something that is solid. And it will stack with the talents that it has. So it does work out. One thing I really like is my assault drone. That really gets the job done on this bastard. And like I said, this guy's life zones, it takes forever to get him down, guys. Shoot his backpack or shoot his face, whatever you want to say. I'm saying it takes a while to totally get this guy out of here. So that is that. That is definitely that. But my thing, like I said, guys, as I always said within this mission, is endurance. It's about those who endure to the end, guys. You got to just make sure that you're always on it. I got more ammo, so let me switch back to my wonderful Autobolos and start lighting this bastard up with high burst. I was telling these guys, this guy has a shit ton load of health, guys, so let's just keep working at him. I was telling them, just keep working at him. Keep picking your spots, get cover. Don't get too close to him, get cover, and let's just keep working, because it's just a matter of when, not if. Not if, but when. It's going to happen. Just as long as we keep doing what we're doing. Don't get hit by anything reckless. I was telling them, well, we'll be fine. I've seen some agents, sometimes on social media, areas, platforms, wipe at this spot. I'm like, damn, you guys literally did everything, and you wipe at the final area with one guy, one boss, guys. So I was telling these guys, it's just one guy. There's no other enemies. Shouldn't be dying too much as you see me get hit there again. The only thing is, it's a one-shot hit, more or less, guys, because this bastard has special ammo. This fucking game, make sure it gives him that as the main boss, you know. So OP Till is here shooting. He went down. I was telling him, hey, just revive me back up. Got hit by this dude. He's not aiming at us. He's way over there. He's looking at Infinite Cosmos. And you see Infinite Cosmo, he went down there, and I think he was panicking a little bit because he was shooting him and he tried to move. And the thing is this. When this big bastard is shooting at you, this guy, what you want to do is you don't want to be moving because he has that fucking machine gun. That mega machine gun, and what happens is he's gonna clip you with a shot or something if you try to move, even if you fast cover to cover move. So my thing, I tell him, I'm like, just kind of remain in your area. I know you're afraid of the pulse, but it's like you want to totally just remain in the one spot, in the one area. That way, he's not hitting you, and if he does end up pulsing, you want to remain in the one spot, but you also want to have your camera diverted in the sense of if he does pulse, you can hold A and do quick cover to cover, which I'm using the Xbox remote on PC, so that's why I said hold A. It would be X for PlayStation or whatever button it is for mouse and keyboard. I'm just saying, you want to make sure that you structure your area for what you're seeing, and like know that if you see the pulse sign come on him, you just hold that, get the hell out of there. You fast, cover to cover, and you're out of there quick. So this whole thing, guys, playing on this level of Legendary, I always tell agents, I'm like, it's literally only just about, it's about planning your shit out ahead of time. You have to do that. You see how he's moving around, how I move here fast? He doesn't clip me once because I knew he was coming down there, coming to that area. I knew I had that little crate there for cover. There's just little things, guys. You have to just know them and you got to act on them fast. That's what I was telling these guys here. I think at this point I was saying you got to anticipate his movement. If you see him coming, and you look, scan your area, scan your surroundings. Once he gets close enough, know where you're going to go. Know where you need to go. Don't wait till he's right in your face to make your decision. So you see, it's still shooting him, guys. This guy has life for fucking days, though. Like I said, guys, my last team, we took this guy out quick. Like, I mean, it didn't take long. At the same time, I believe we had that event on, that global event or whatnot. So maybe that added into that. Although those guys had great builds. But like I said, with a team like this, guys, it's not that you can't get it done. It's just how you play it. This is why I love showing these showcases. And it might be a little long. Totally might be a little long, obviously. But I got to go over this with you guys. I got to give you guys key commentary and just let you know how to do it. So you're seeing him in the corner here. Kind of throw my hive here. I think it kind of backs him in the corner for just a moment because he doesn't want to touch that. You're going to see how long he sits here for. Find that kind of funnily interesting. And as we're shooting him here, guys, I was telling these guys, okay, you're seeing his life is starting to deplete. So I was telling him we finally have him at his breaking point. His life is totally beginning to deplete. And this is where you want him. I was telling you guys, the guys, don't get too cocky. Don't get impatient trying to take him out fast. I was saying, let's just keep doing what we've been doing the entire time. His life is definitely diminishing, depleting. So you're seeing OP still go up there. I was kind of letting him know, hey, OP, just don't get too close in case he pulses. You don't want him to hit you in a bad spot to the point, you know, you can't get away from him. And I think he said at some point in this mission, guys, probably not yet, he said he can't pulse. I was totally unaware of that. At a certain point, if this guy cannot pulse, you guys can let me know in the comment section. But even despite him not being able to pulse, I was still telling him, you don't want to be near him because here's the thing. It doesn't matter if he can pulse or not. If he's near you fast and he comes up on you, sneaks up on you quick, and you try and get away, and he has special ammo as he does now, you're not getting away. He's going to kill you. He's going to shoot you down. He's going to mow you down like a dog. Like you're not going to get away. So my thing is just, I was telling them, it doesn't matter what it is, keep your patience, distance, and your focus, because the moment you get too close, that's when he brings you down. You just don't want that. You want to just keep at a distance. One of the parts I love about this guy, Logan Aggro Smiths, is that shooting this guy in the head, like once his shields deplete and whatnot, he gets pretty vulnerable, and it's always fun. And I saw that bastard try to aim at me, as you guys saw him there. He was walking backwards, shooting at them. And he was always going to come to the guy that's giving him the most DPS. And I saw him. You saw how I thought ahead, guys. I was telling you guys about thinking ahead. I knew this bastard already was coming upon me. I knew already he was coming upon me already. And I was like, let me go ahead and get this way. I didn't wait for him to get over all the way to me or turn his gun on me. I already started making my move. I was telling these guys, that's what you totally want to do, guys. That's what you want to do. So see me taking this guy out. Excellent run. thinking of doing this video as premiere every time it's like an hour long or whatnot. And I might do that, guys. So if it does end up being a premiere, then highly appreciate any of all you guys that join the premiere. But if I don't end up doing it as a premiere, putting this out as a premiere, then it just is what it totally is. What more can I say? It's just usually when it's an hour long, usually when it's a premiere, people like, you know, they'll usually tune in and watch it a lot longer than say if it wasn't a premiere. So I'll think about that as I'm here, guys. If this is a premiere right now, it's funny because I wasn't thinking to put it as one, but if it is one, highly appreciate any of all of you guys that joined in. And even if it's not, if it's a normal video, highly appreciate it, guys, either way. Legendary District Union Arena completed for a second time with 3 directives, guys. They usually do it with 4, but I just didn't want to have to deal with that pistolero where I gotta have my shield and pistol build, which is my OP build. But hey, it can always be done, guys. It can always be done. Congrats to Infinite Cosmos, Jock Arms, and from IMF Clan, respectively, OP Till. Highly appreciate it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy your exotic. Hope anyone and everyone watching this, guys, as my respective fans, you guys got to see and take a closer peek into exactly how I do it. And I love that I did the same mission. And one of the times it took 28 minutes, while the other time it took an hour plus. That's just showing you guys that it doesn't matter what team you're running with. It matters what agents you are and how you guys all get together, because not every mission will be fast. Got to get that selfie there. I was telling him, Infinite Cosmos I got it with. He's the guy that came up. But it's not about just, you know, your team all the time or just how fast you can get through it. It's how you get through it, guys. GG's.